Hello everyone once again, and welcome to the special ANZAC edition. ANZAC edition of the Stirling Saints FC podcast from the House of the Holy. Your insider look into the players and people who make our humble sporting club. I'm your host, Damon Eaton, and once again, I'm joined with my co-host, who I thought was not going to make it, but he's managed to pull through in the end, Mr. Daniel Tilby. Good to hear from you again, mate. How are you going?
Happy to be here, Darren, and I don't know if they say a happy Anzac Day, but Anzac Day to you, my friend.
No worries, mate. Did you get up early for dawn service, Tills?
I actually set the clock with all intentions of going down to the Nollamara RSL, but hit the snooze button pretty quickly.
Alrighty. Well, you know what, you wouldn't be alone. I was up at the crack of dawn, mate, but I wasn't at a dawn service, unfortunately. I'm getting ready to come home. Just came back from camping at Bustleton this morning. Yeah. Oh, well, very, very special day for us. And joining us for this week as our special guest, volunteered last week by Jared Proctor himself. It's great to have him on board. It's the bodacious and radical Mr. Mathew Carlyon. How you going, Matty?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. How you going?
G'day, Matty. How are you?
Yeah, how you going, mate?
Still going all right, as opposed to when you just said, yeah, you're going all right today. Damo. Yeah, good.
Going good.
Welcome to the show, Matty. Did you do anything to commemorate this special day? Those who risked their lives to serve this country of ours today. Did you do anything special for them?
No, I feel pretty terrible now that you said that, but I'm well overdue. I'm definitely well overdue.
When's the last time you've been down to a dawn service, fellas?
Matty, do you want to go first?
Honestly, I've never been.
Never been, yeah.
No.
I did a dawn service in Kanchanaburi in Thailand in Hellfire Pass, Damo, so I reckon it's given me about 8 years of grace for waking up early.
Well, you woke up early this morning, Tills. You just didn't do anything about it.
I'd only just got to bed about 1 o'clock, so 3 hours of sleep wasn't enough.
No worries. Did you guys catch the game, the Anzac Day game of the AFL at least?
Yeah, no, definitely caught the game today. That was number one on the list to do today. So did that.
Tills,
it was pretty disappointing. Essendon pretty much rubbish by the looks of it, and had to spend the day with a Collingwood supporter. So it wasn't enjoyable.
Yeah, no, from where I was, being a Collingwood supporter, it was a pretty good game, I'd have to say. So.
I thought you were a bloody Collingwood supporter, Matty.
Yeah, there's a couple of us, and I think depends from where you were looking at the game. It was pretty different on today.
There was a bit of premiership talk going around in my circles at the day, but
you can't get that straight away.
Far-fetched.
Yeah, Essendon had a pretty stiff day today, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. Well,
it's always good to see the Pies get up and about though, so can't complain.
Yeah.
Well, they beat Adelaide the other week and did a good job. Damo, what did you get up to?
I missed everything, guys. The whole time I was in the car, like I said, driving back from Bustleton with two kids, either muck around in the back of the car or asleep. And as soon as we got back here, it was just unpacking. This is actually just put the older boy to bed, and this is pretty much my first little bit of time to myself right now. So I didn't even know about the result until I just spoke to you guys just now. So there you have it.
Okay, you're a fan of football.
That's it. I'm a massive fan of footy. Yeah. Anzac Day, I just can't get away from it, mate.
That's right.
Anyway, Matty, mate. Look, 3 wins on the trot for the league, mate. That's a winning streak.
It's getting exciting. To be honest, I was a bit unsure about footy this year. It's been like that for probably a little bit now, but once you get down and you actually you get stuck into the proper part of the season, the games. It's exciting. But yeah, three wins. It's definitely. I honestly didn't see us being in this position. And the weird thing is, we haven't even played our best footy yet. So it's only going to get better, surely.
Yeah,
I might interrupt there, Matty, and sort of agree. I think looking, your preparation pre-season traditionally is nothing to less than nothing. So to see you put your hand up and play again this year was a lot of joy on many faces. You're a former Colts Fairness and Best winner, I believe, and nicknamed the Future back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you feel about that time?
That was back in 2012 when King last coach actually. When I first came into the league side, that was a bit strange. I think back in the day, footy was more my focus. It's always sort of on my mind and everything like that. But I think I think I've kind of drifted away from it a little bit, but it's always there. And lucky, it always is. It's always something to do. So, I couldn't. I don't know what I'd be doing if I wasn't playing footy, to be honest.
Footy should always be fun, though, Matt. You know.
Oh no, but that's the thing. Once you get back into it, you realise. You start to think to yourself, what was I even thinking?
Yeah, I know.
So, it's always good, especially down at Stirling as well. Especially, it might not be a big group, but the group that we have is it's pretty special.
They're pretty tight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was a close one too, Matty, against Melville. Was it 2 points in the end? We only just eked by 2 points, I think.
Yeah, 2 points. So, I'll be honest, coming out of three-quarter time, we were coming up to, we had no bench. We were kicking into the breeze the last quarter. I actually said to one of the boys, I said, I think it's going to take a miracle to win this game from here. So, I think for us to actually come out on top, it shows that, what we've got, we're capable of definitely winning games, and especially if we actually put it together for 4 quarters. Hopefully we have something we can do. But yeah.
And we've been
we were lucky. I think we were lucky, but yeah.
Well, I mean, in past seasons where we've had close games where we've really been tested, I'd probably say that we've probably narrowly missed out on getting the points and winning than we have actually winning at the end. It's good to have that close game at least and say, hey, well, at least, like you said, no bench against the wind and still hold on to the win. That's got to be confidence at least at some stage to hold that streak together with a win like that.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, I think last year especially, we were on the other side of those sorts of games, losing by a couple of points, and it's really sort of really puts you down, losing those games. But I think winning those games, it's you're on the whole other side of it. So it's pretty important to come out on top. When you're down and against it, but it's definitely credit to the boys. We just found something, and hopefully, it'd be good if we just keep doing that.
And like you said, we've still got the best to come.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we haven't played good footy. It hasn't been pretty, but I think sometimes that's where we're at our best. When we're up against it. But it's going to be definitely an interesting season. Definitely looking forward to it from here on.
Now, Matt, I've got to ask you this. When I was playing the back line, and those close games when it's really tight, I probably really enjoy those moments. The ball's in the back of your throat, the ball comes down, you're one-on-one with your opponent. Do you enjoy that? Is that the thing that just drives you? It's a good feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, it's funny though you say that. When it is tight like that, sometimes I think to myself, I'd love to not even see the ball. I'd love to just go straight down the other end. But when it does come down and you get your chance to have an impact or do something for the team, you get your chance to maybe turn the game a little bit. Definitely. When that chance comes and you make the most of it, you definitely, that gives you then you do want to start seeing the ball,
Yeah.
And down. Sorry to interrupt there, Matt, but point in case on the weekend, the ball came down in the goal square, you had the position, you dropped the mark, your opponent latched onto it, and cat-like, you come up and grabbed him, tackled him, and took the ball away. Now, why did you make it so difficult?
I think, it was an awful.
It looked good. It looked
funny. We joked about it. It was one of those ones coming in at an awkward height. You know, it would have been an easy chest mark, but at training we tell ourselves, you know, take it out in front. And, you know, I just had it drilled in my head. You know, I should have taken the chest mark, but to be honest, I should have taken that in front. But, yeah, I just wasted an easy opportunity. And I think that flicks something in your head, you know, when you kind of make a fool of yourself or you do something dumb.
Moment.
You need to make up for it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think, you just find something you really got to put in for the boys. When you let the team down, especially, you got to, you're just telling yourself, I got to do something here, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, lucky enough, I had the chance to make up for it straight away. So,
and would you like your forwards to have that sort of second mind in their head when they drop the mark?
Yeah, well, you'd hope everyone has that thought process, but I think me personally, I don't like to make mistakes. I'm pretty hard on myself. I'm a pretty easygoing guy. I don't mind. It's weird when someone else does something wrong. You know, I'm sort of first to their defence. You know, to say to the boys, you know, it's right. You know, these things happen, but if I make a mistake, you know, I'm pretty quick to try to make up for it. So, I don't know. Yeah, everyone's different, but yeah, you'd hope everyone has that hunger, I guess.
Fix the problem. Yeah, fix the problem as soon as you see it, eh?
Oh yeah, exactly. Hopefully you don't make a problem, but if you do, you need to sort it out pretty quick.
Yeah. Oh well, very good, mate. Look, what we'll do is we'll go back as well. I mean, we spoke about you going from Colts. You went straight from Colts, pretty much straight into the league side, correct?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Actually, I think the first game I played might have been a Resi's game, actually.
Ah. Okay.
Oh, actually, I'm not too sure, to be honest. It was quite a while ago. It was 2012. I was sort of back and forth a little bit to start with.
You, I mean, would have been a case of when you're playing Colts, you've had a couple of games where you might have played Colts and then sat on the bench on the league game. I know that's happened in the past for a lot of Colts players have been groomed to be immediate league berths. Was that sort of the case for you, or did you sort of help fill in the reserves on the bench sometimes?
When I first came to the club, so playing Colts, we actually had too many players, so there were blokes missing out each week.
Oh, jeez.
And coming into the league and the Resis, they had a third side as well, so we had plenty of numbers. I didn't play. I got called up. I got asked to play one league game when I first came into the Colts side, and I think, to be honest with you, I did pull up on the Saturday, and I felt pretty sick, and I actually pulled out of the game.
All right.
But somehow I turned around, and by the end of the day, I felt fine, and we had a club function at Paddo. For the 140 beers,
right.
And I rocked up to that, and I was pretty much fine by the time that came out. I rocked up, and I remember seeing King because he was the coach at the time, and I sort of said, I wasn't feeling too good this morning, and I don't know, it might have been I was a bit nervous or whatever. I didn't really want to play the game. I was pretty shy, and I didn't feel like I really fit in. But funny enough, the bloke that filled in, he ended up kicking. I'm pretty sure he kicked the winning goal to win the game. So,
good for him.
I'm pretty sure I made the right decision.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've talked to Korf, so I think 2 weeks ago, about the idea of the pressure and the sense of intimidation by walking into a league side. I mean, the way we see you play, you seem pretty confident with your own ability. I mean, certainly when we've seen you coming from Colts, but the way you carry yourself visually to the external person is totally different from how you feel. I mean, that was obviously something that played in your mind a lot when you went into the league side, playing, do I deserve to be here sort of thing? Or was that something you just learned pretty quickly? My 2 years at Colts, I think I filled in and played one Resis game. But coming up in playing league, I just seen, I still felt like a kid. And I seen all of the guys playing, they were grown men, and I just felt like, it was way out of my league. But once I sort of finished Colts, and that was the only sort of area I had to play footy, that was, you just have to deal with it, and that was the way it was. But I think coming in, I was sort of at a stage where I never really had to fight for my spot. Right,
I don't know. I think if there were more numbers and stuff like that, I probably would have felt more intimidated. But yeah, I think, and also once you start to play actually footy with the guys and you really get to know them, they're not as scary as you think. But yeah, I think everyone's different. I'm a pretty. It's weird. I think I'm the type of person I am. I'm pretty in my shell until you get to know me, and people probably hear too much from me. But yeah, until you really get to know me, it'll take a while to get me out of my shell. But once I do, I feel like I'm a pretty confident person, and playing footy is probably the one thing that I've been good at throughout my life. I've been pretty lucky. I don't know. I think it comes a lot of natural ability. I've just known how to play footy, and I think I'm pretty lucky in that way. It's the one thing through life that I've actually been good at. So,
is that because?
It's good.
Was that because have you played footy your entire life? Well, I mean, when did you start playing footy, and where was that happening? I know you're part of the JB era of Colts sort of thing. You're probably right in the thick of it there. But where were you before then? Was it something just in high school? Was it Auskick stuff? Or?
No, so my dad pretty much, he was a pretty keen coach back in the day. He probably still is, to be honest. You'll probably hear him on the sidelines, usually going the umpire. But
he tried to recruit me last week, Matty.
My dad, he's still kicking the footy around as well. Playing down at Nollamara, but I played on my junior footy at Nollamara. He got me. I played 1 year of Auskick when I was 5. And from there on, I played. I didn't really like Auskick, I don't think. My dad didn't want me playing Auskick, so I played with the older boys. So I was playing juniors, so under 9s at the time. But I played about 4 years of under 9s.
Oh, okay.
So I played a game in under 9s. I played a lot of junior footy. I ended up playing 200 games before I turned 17. So.
Oof.
I think back in the day, my dad was my coach a lot, and he likes me playing footy. I think I obviously loved it at a young age, but I've definitely played a lot of footy. I've probably picked a lot of things up along the way without even realising it. But I played junior footy down in Norma.
You know what, Matty? I reckon you're the sort of guy that you'll play 200 games for this club. And I think that would be a massive effort. I know each year you go, nah, but it's what you know. It's just such a good feeling for you, and you're so good at it. And we as a club hope you continue always, because you're a massive asset for us.
Yeah. No, it's weird that I have, every year I'm a bit unsure. Sometimes I'm a bit more sure coming into it, but I said to my girlfriend today, I was like, I probably will be there as long as the club's there. I'll be playing footy there.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Fallon's a massive support for you. She's a lovely girl.
Yep.
She's good.
She puts up with your crap.
She's putting up with it now. She's a bit upset about to turn the TV volume down.
Is it the Bachelor in Paradise episode going or something?
We're usually watching Bachelor, but that's not on tonight. We're a bit upset. It wasn't on last night either. So
dear.
We're watching a bit of MKR tonight, so that's all right.
Poor girl.
But she has trouble hearing it when the volume's at a normal level, so she can't hear it at the moment.
And does she always tell you to shut up?
No, she's pretty good. She doesn't really put me in my place very often. She probably should put me in my place more than she does. She lets me get away with too much, but she's good.
Does she have a Facebook group of friends? When I know my wife does this, she watches The Bachelor in Paradise a fair bit, and she's got a group of sort of friends where they do the old Facebook messaging to each other, sort of running commentary. Is that the sort of thing happening in your household as well?
No, I'm not sure. I think she's got me right here, so we usually just a bit of live action while it's going. We sort of
talk.
So it's like a little Gogglebox live for your own little lounge room.
We get pretty into it here. I usually can't. I usually have to put a pillow over my face. I can't watch it. It's the sort of thing. Yeah, it's pretty cringy. I don't like the whole cringy sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And I struggle to watch that, but I get through it.
So Damo obviously doesn't have a great relationship with his wife, so that they can't watch Bachelor in Paradise together.
Well, actually, no. It was. I actually watched the full. This confession time right now. I bloody hate those shows. I really do. Even the cooking shows I don't like. But after you put the kids to bed, if that comes on, I'm in the other room watching something else. But
WWE.
yeah, that's so much. That's just as embarrassing. But it's my guilty pleasure. But I tell you what. Well, Dennis Bettles loves it. So there you go. Common thing.
Yeah, look, it's not something to be ashamed of. There's more people into that than you think.
Yeah, exactly. The confession is that I actually watched the whole season of Married at First Sight with my wife. It was agonising. Agonising.
Okay, at first sight.
Sorry?
Did you say Married at First Sight?
Maths. Yes, Married at First Sight. That's right.
That is love for life.
I've never gotten into that one.
Yeah. Oh well. You know. Well, let's move on quickly, shall we? Look, we were talking before about games. You're actually, according to the Stirling, and look, I'm going to put an apology here in a moment, but let's go through some statistics that you might find interesting. Our fantastic secretary, Paul Giamoff, this season's been putting out some awesome top 10 lists of club statistics and so forth. The one he did this last week was the youngest debuts in age, obviously, for individuals to play for league. And I thought you wouldn't have been that far away from it. Emilio Jansen, who last year was at number 10, 17 years and 110 days. Look, Paul Giamoff's all over it. Were you far off from the mark of making that top 10 list on your age there?
I would have debuted when I was almost 20. So I was 19 and a bit.
Oh, geez, so I was way off then.
Yeah, way off, don't we? Go watch your WWE, mate.
Yeah, I'll go back to watching the wrestling, yeah.
If I had debuted when I first got asked to play, I would have been... it would have been around my 18th birthday. So
okay.
I don't know if I would have made the cut. What was the oldest bloke on there?
That was the number 10. Well, I guess the oldest in the 10.
Oh, he was number 10,
Emilio,
so 17.
Yeah, 17 years. Yeah, so there were guys that made debuts like Johnny Rufo, made it at 16 and something. So
yeah, there was a few last year.
Yeah.
We did play a 30-year-old bloke who looked like a kid once, but I think you got him beaten, mate.
Yeah.
No, I was lucky enough to come to the club at a time when they were going well, so I was lucky enough to play them actual age group.
The next stat I want to bring to you again was from Paulie G. The week before was combined total games played by family members, including brothers and so forth. The Edwards brothers, Joel and Adam, were number 10 on that list. 339, with an asterisk next to that, obviously, because Eddie's still playing. 339.
And
Joel and Adam. So Dane didn't make. There was just the two brothers. So I mean, with the three brothers, that made a separate list with Dane being in there. But Joel and Adam, obviously, the top more games out of those two. 339. They were 10th on the list. According to the stats, Matty, you're on 126. And your brother just played his 50th club game, I believe, last week, correct?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, so, 2 weeks ago, yep.
So, I mean, you think about it this way, I mean, well, your brother's probably one of the more injury-prone out of the two of you. But both you're still playing. Could you close that gap on maybe make 300 combined games at least? Is that in the realm of possibility?
Yeah, well, the way we're going, Josh actually was the same as me through juniors. He played a lot of juniors footy as well.
Yeah.
I think he's played his 150th.
Wow.
But he missed a bit of footy as well. So he's played a lot of footy as well. So probably why he's coming up with injuries now. But
leg and back and
I don't know. Yeah, Josh needs to start pulling his weight, I think. In the case Sally, but
he's pretty phenomenal though, Matty. He does get through injuries. He just loves playing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. He's a funny one as well. He's I think footy's one of those things. It can bring out a different side of you, sort of thing. He's a pretty shy, keep to himself kind of guy as well. But you get him on the footy field, and he turns into an angry little man.
He is the angriest. I played with him 2 weeks ago, and we were both on a halfback flank. And he goes, "Tilly, I think I've got him now. I've managed to anger up this guy and this guy and this guy."
He's got something inside of him that I think footy is the only thing that can get it out of him. So but I think the game Sally, what is that? So we need another 120 between us.
Yeah, you basically just to make 300. But of course, I mean, you're chasing Adam Edwards is, they might push up Eddie Brothers into 9th, 8th, even if Eddie keeps playing.
Yeah, and the way Eddie's going, he'll probably outplay me anyway. So yeah, probably no chance to be honest.
Yeah. You're 10 years younger than him, Matt.
Yeah,
so you got a bit of time on your
longevity. Yeah.
So, I've been pretty lucky with injuries lately as well. But saying that, I've got ice on my ankle at the moment. But I've had a pretty good run lately. So it'd be nice to close that gap a little bit at least.
Yeah, well, that's, like I said, it's in the realm of possibility. Just keep at it, keep going, keep playing, and as long as you keep enjoying it, I guess that's what matters most. I mean, milestones are great. There's no point playing if you're just making a number, I guess, so to speak. While we're on that about stats, I need to make a formal apology to our club secretary, Paul Giamoff. In our first edition, I had brought into question, Tills, you were there too, but I'll take the brunt for this one.
Yes, please do.
We were talking about Damo Lloyd's 250 goals, and it was released that he is the first clubman in our history to kick 250 career goals for our club. And I thought Matty Cullen would have come close, kicked 100 goals.
Yeah, I would have thought.
And we both said, we wanted to go back. Well, look, to put it mildly, and Pandey is a really nice bloke, but look, his text message that I received some days later, quite an irate young individial he was. He said, I can't believe you would question me. It's not the first time I've done it. And true to Paulie G's, let me go through the statistics for you, Damo. Matty Cullen's played 2 seasons, and he's only kicked X amount of goals over 2 seasons, 100 games, 100 goals in one season and something like 40-something in the next, or whatever it was. So I stood corrected. So I want to apologise to you, Paulie. You do a fantastic job. I know you're listening because you've actually made a couple of good comments about the podcast. The only 2-3 episodes now we're in, but also apologise and further congratulate Damo for official. Well, I guess it always was officially first clubman to kick 250 goals. So why don't you?
Wow,
yeah.
I would have thought Matty Cullen would have kicked more, but no, I would never question Paulie G.
Well, you didn't. I did.
No,
so there's the apology.
You probably shouldn't.
Yeah. And we talked about injuries too, as well, Matty. And we speak about your brother and how he sort of bounces back. And I guess that's the term of youth. You can bounce back. Have you had many injuries in your career at this stage?
No, I wouldn't say I've had any serious ones. I've had little niggly injuries. I've been pretty lucky, to be honest with you. Nothing serious like knees. I mean, when I was younger, I probably hurt my shoulder a little bit, but I've never had any issues with that.
Yeah.
I've definitely been lucky. I've never missed heaps of footy. I've missed probably 1 or 2 games here and there, but injuries. Hopefully, cross the fingers. Hopefully, nothing bad happens this weekend after bringing that up. But
touch wood.
No, I've been.
Thanks, Damo.
I'm knocking on the bench right now.
I have no plans of injuring myself, so hopefully it goes well.
Don't make any.
We've got a really good physio, Chris Imms, and new physio, Jing. It's Jing. Sounds like Jin, but with a G.
Jin, I thought his name was Jin. I thought it was Jin.
I did too.
Anyway.
That's probably Dennis. I thought
G's going to love him.
Who is?
I was saying that actually on the injury thing. When I was younger, I did break my arm skateboarding.
Oh, okay.
And my dad was pretty quick to cut my cast off and get me back out of the footy field. So,
thanks, Brett.
Up to 10 or 11. He cut it off and strapped my arm up. I don't know how much strapping you can put on your forearm, but that was probably the most serious injury I had. But that was unfooty related. Yeah. But I only missed 1 week or 1 or 2 weeks because of that.
Oh wow!
Bloody hell!
Rotator or ulnar?
Yeah.
Which one? Rotator or ulnar?
I have no idea, to be honest.
It just hurt like shit.
Is it when you put like a judo chop, like the knife edge of your hand? Is it the bone underneath where your pinky finger is, or is it the one on top with the thumb?
I don't know. So what happened was I fell off my skateboard, and one of my brothers rode into it with his skateboard. So it was, whichever bone that was, I'm guessing it wasn't a bad one, but I come from a family of my parents didn't really show that much
concern.
No, I probably should say that.
Compassion, man.
There was a lot of it, and when something bad happened, early days, Mum got pretty upset about it, but I think it starts to wear off after a few years. So it actually took a while for me to actually get the cast on. So I went about a week without actually seeing a doctor.
Oh, how many siblings do you have there, Matt?
I've got 3 brothers and a sister.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
it's not a cattle farm. It's just
the younger ones definitely got the rough end of the stick. They don't get any sort of affection.
No.
We were looked after back in the day.
Yeah. So, Matty, I'm going to get you to dob in. Who's the bloke at our club who spends more time than anyone else training or on the otherwise before the game, who takes up the trainer's time getting strapped or is always injury prone? Who's the person who's the...
Well, when you said to me earlier on you were like injury prone, the first time that came to head was Clint. But we don't really see much of him anymore.
Yeah.
He was definitely injury prone. It's probably why he's not there. But injury prone. I don't know. I don't know if we've really got any injury prone. And to be honest with you, I don't really spend that much time with the trainer, so I couldn't tell you who's always there.
Right,
but
so
I do remember last year, Mira had a bit of tape on him.
Yeah.
He was always well covered in tape. He was pretty injury prone. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say we have any injury prone blokes at the club.
There's probably listeners right now screaming down the phone or driving home going, "You're forgetting this bloke is the rub down king" or something like that right now.
Oh, the rub down king. Who's always getting a rub down?
I'll tell you what, MD gives a good rub down as well.
Who's that?
He does. MD gives a good rub down. I thought I was in a Chinese massage parlour.
What was your injury, Tills?
My calves were sore. And that was before I started playing, Damo.
Oh, my God, Tills. Oh, you played last weekend, Tills?
2 weeks ago, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Jeez. Okay.
Yeah, just started walking now.
Okay, all right. I understand. I laugh not so hard now, Tills. Yeah. All right. Well, Matty, we're going to talk a bit more. I mean, we're going to segue. I mean, we've been talking slowly and moving towards talking about other players, your teammates and so forth. Are there any, tell us in categories time, mate, any other things? We started with injuries. Any other?
Yes, yeah. I'd like a little bit of a rebuttal about the tattoos comment about Matty's tattoos. Also about the season in one day with Dennis Bettles. G went at you pretty hard last week. So
I actually I had a good listen to that last weekend. I thought that was pretty funny. I've probably done a few silly things in my time. I like to have a laugh just as much as the next person.
With the tattoos, Matt, like you've got a CM at the upper of your groin. Now, lower stomach, shall we call it? Now, was that intentional, or were you just trying to tattoo yourself in a mirror with MC, but you did it backwards?
Or is it a W upside down? Before you give away the initials, sorry, Matty, I'm really going to jump in here. Sorry, Matty, my show. You just listen here, mate. All right.
It's like one of those live crosses where people just talk over the top of each other.
We've got it just now. I just want for comedic value. Don't tell us who the CM is or whatever there is. It's Cookie Monster, isn't it?
Oh, well, that's another one we can add to the list.
Cookie Monster.
All right, what else?
Is it
we know who it is, Matty.
C. Montgomery Burns.
Nowhere near it.
There's a few going around. Do you actually not know it, Damo? Do you know it?
CM Punk?
No, another one. What else have you got?
Let's see. Well, I would say Captain Morgan's.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I'm a big...
the other one we had thrown around, Chalky Milk. Everyone loves a bit of Chalky Milk.
That's good.
But it 100% stands for Captain Morgan. That was going around a bit, and it still is. I don't think it's that way. Captain Morgan, it's a pretty, it's a good drink, and it's one that we all enjoy. So, what else are you going to get tattooed there?
Oh, exactly.
That's right. If I can, since you like spiced rum, let me put in a quick recommendation for you. I've got into a rum that's spiced that's really good. Really good. And it's not like the Kraken, which costs an arm and a leg. It's very competitive in pricing to Captain Morgan's. Have you tried Baron Samides?
No, I've never even heard of that.
Okay.
They're a sponsor of our show now.
No, well, I'm looking to plug and hopefully get it in.
Along with ANZ.
ANZ, yeah, at the very beginning. Oh, damn it.
I was like, geez, you've done well to get that.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah.
I can edit that out, mate, but geez, you waited 35 minutes before you caught me up on it.
No, look, to be honest, I didn't want to say anything about that. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's up for the broadcasting studio things.
Yeah, just edit that out. Don't edit it out because then people won't know what we're talking about.
I won't.
Exactly.
I can't. I don't think I have that nous to do that. Make that as seamless as possible. It was a terrible start on my part.
So everything that's being said is going in. So
everything's still going in.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, well, what else? Let's see. So, I mean, who else? Sorry, go on.
Are you got
the Dennis Bettles Hawks.
Oh, the Hawthorn.
Yeah, what was it called?
The Hawthorn Hoikers.
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 How long was the session?
It's hard to say. We didn't really set out to do what we did. It just unfolded, and usually you start something like that. It's just one of those things. It's just a bit of fun, but we send it through. It's one of those. Yeah, we don't go through with a lot of our ideas. But yeah, we sat there and we made it through. We just made the finals. We finished 8th actually, on percentage as well. Yeah. So we're pretty lucky to make the finals, really. And yeah, we came home strong in the finals and won the flag.
Beautiful. And
who was Bulldogs like?
What's that? Bulldogs like. Yeah, exactly. We probably should have finished higher on the ladder considering the team we had, but pretty rough night. We hit a bit of a form slump towards the end of the season, lost a few games, lost a few that we should have won. But yeah, no, it was a good night. There were other people. It was funny. There were other people in the room that were getting a bit upset because we weren't really giving them anything. We sort of ignored them for about 8 or 9 hours. But once we got it done, we were back and we kind of we probably did we probably ignored them for a while there. So no, it was good fun.
I bet it was.
We get up to a few strange things, but that was probably one of the less eventful nights of the year so far. So, no, it was good to have some downtime.
That's funny. I'm just picturing you idiots just playing it.
It was good.
Okay, mate. Please answer.
I'm glad we got it done because I'll probably never do it again.
All right, then, matey. Well, we're getting towards the time, the pointy end of the this interview time. Well, I'm looking at the clock now. We're probably getting towards the 37-minute mark. So what we'll do is that we're going to wrap things up a little bit, mate. A couple of last few questions, a bit more back full circle to a couple more serious questions, more about again about the players of the club. We've asked this one before previously. If you feel like you're giving the same answer as other blokes, that's fine. If you can think of someone else we haven't covered, by all means do so. Let's see, the hypothetical situation. It's a melee that breaks out and you need the hardest player and you want to be there by your side to help you out of the thick of it. Who would you want in outside to be right there with you?
Well, who would I want? I would have to say the big unit. JJ. JJ. He's a big boy. It's actually funny that this year I've seen a side of a man that I never usually see.
All right.
He's come out pretty aggressive this year. I don't know what he's done with his off season. He has recently just got a misso, so that could have something to do with it. But Milky's come out firing this year, and he's showed a lot of aggression.
Wow.
Milky's been good.
Yeah, he's not usually someone I would have thought would come out with a bit of fire, but he's definitely showed something in the physical side this year. So
awesome.
Milky's probably second, but I would have to say JJ, the big unit in the back line, the big fullback. I would want him. I would want him steaming towards the bloke on the other end of it.
intimidation.
And Marlon showed a few skills on the weekend that that might help.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he's available this week, so...
Yeah, apparently no report, so...
From where I was standing, I didn't see anything that would have suggested he lose some game time, but, he's definitely... He would be handy in a one-on-one, but I can't go past the big unit.
Right,
big unit.
Okay, next one, hypothetical situation number 2. Grand final, siren's gone. We've got a free kick dead in front of the goals from 40 out. The kick to win the game. Who takes the kick?
I can tell you straight away who I wouldn't want.
Okay, who wouldn't you want?
I wouldn't want Marty.
Marty.
Okay. We did a bit of a goal kicking game last year, and Marty went 8 from 8, I think, and set shots from inside 50.
Okay.
And he made it to the final, and he had a shot from about 20, 25 in front, and he hit nothing but grass, and the ball dribbled off his boot. So Marty's out. He's out of the question. He's gone. Who I would want.
Just before you go on to that one, I have to do this. So Marty, and it was another bloke, wasn't it? It was between him and another bloke, wasn't it?
It was you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was me. Yeah, it was me. 8 from 8. Him and I head to head, slotted it in.
Was it a dead rubber?
I didn't want to put you in that, but it was definitely you. So you must have done all right in the set shots as well.
Well, Lingy was my partner then. He can attest to it. Lingy can attest to it that I kicked 8 from 8 from all spots on the ground. So, and then just sealed it in.
And I think you took it at the end as well. You won the goal. You won it at the end.
That's it. A career wasted in the back line. I've always said it.
Wait till you come to hear about this, Damo.
Yeah. So you don't need to really answer your question there, Matty. I mean, we all know who you think is going to kick the goal. No, seriously, who's going to kick the grand final?
How far out? Did you say how far out we were?
Let's just say the ball has to be kicked on 40. So the mark is just inside 40. So not the mark on 40. But,
Okay. I would probably say Eddie.
Okay.
Eddie's pretty reliable. But yeah, we've had a few good kicks up forward, but saying that, we've had a few bad ones. I would say Eddie. Obviously, Damo has kicked 250, so you probably couldn't go past him. But yeah, I'd probably say one of the older boys. The older boys obviously know how to kick goals.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a tight contest between you three, obviously, Damo.
So seriously, no.
I would have to say, I'd probably say Eddie. I'd probably have to go with Eddie.
Yeah, fair enough. Good call. Okay, what about this one? Let's try... I've lost my place here. I don't want to do the chaired off one just yet. Let's...
Can I throw one in there, Damo?
Of course, by all means, Tills, do it.
Matty, do you consider yourself possibility to go into the midfield?
Good one.
I've never, ever considered that.
Always happy in back line?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. I joke about it all the time. I'm not a big fan of running. And I often...
Hence the lack of pre-season.
I joke a lot that I picked the wrong sport because running is footy is all about running. But yeah, I'm not a midfielder. I get lost. I like chasing someone, to be honest. I like having someone to follow around until it's done. But yeah, I don't know.
Happy where you're at.
I'm not built for the guts, that's for sure.
Okay.
But that could be just me. You know, if I got forced to do it, that might be.
You'd be happy to pick
you'd be a bloody superstar there, I reckon.
Yeah.
That's just me.
I might have to do a bloody shot a couple of months before the pre-season starts, but...
This is your pre-season for next year, dickhead.
Match fitness. It's all about match fitness, mate.
That's right, exactly.
I found my other one before the chaired off question. Who do you think is going to have a breakout season? Who's going to be the breakout player that you think's, might have been doing okay in the past couple of seasons, and then they've just arrived this year? They really are, playing out of their skin. Who do you think is going to be doing? Who's to watch out for?
Off the top of my head, after the first game, I would say Marty.
Okay.
He definitely showed a bit last year, but I personally, it's funny, after a game, I come off and I try to think about who played well, and it's hard to remember a lot of the games. But Marty's definitely caught my eye. I think he's probably definitely feels a bit more comfortable around the group after getting to know us. But he's definitely showed, for me, he's definitely improved improved from last year. So I think Marty. But there's definitely a few guys that have gotten a chance that haven't or didn't get a chance last year. Like G especially. I think he's definitely got a lot to offer. And I think G will be right up there as well. So he's definitely got more of a chance this year. And the more game time he gets, the more chances he gets. I think he's capable of doing something special. So those two boys,
watch this space.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, hopefully I haven't ruined it for them, and they don't get injured this weekend. But those two there, I think they've definitely got something to offer.
Okay, and we will usually wrap up with this last hypothetical question. Typically, it's just imagine it's your retirement match, and you have the perfect situation where you get to choose the two blokes you would like to cheer you off the ground. Who would you have you cheering you off on your last game?
Oh, out of the blokes that play, I don't know. You probably obviously have to go to not who your better mates are, but the guys that play, I don't know. I really enjoy playing with all of them, and I actually love all the blokes. I love getting around them. Turn me off, but do I have to pick people that are the same height? Or
no, honestly, Matty, I reckon everyone would cheer you off anyway. They just pass you around.
I don't even know who I'd pick. Turn me off. I don't know. I think it has to be the two boys out of the back line. Something about playing the back line, the back six. I feel like we're a group inside the group. Hopefully, I don't know if Joel will listen to this, but the big year again, I'll probably have to pick him. I don't know. I've got to think for JJ. He's not really one who likes to think from another man. Which probably makes it one or more, but. I like getting around JJ, and hopefully he would want to get around me. But probably JJ and probably Grassy as well. Grassy and Corf actually. Those two boys, they've been there since the start, since I came to the club. And I'm good mates with them now, and I'm mates with them because of footy.
Yep.
Hopefully those three boys can just get me off together, I reckon. Get me off
together.
No, I do enjoy the boys' company. So
that's a challenge for you there, lad.
Those two boys. Yeah, Corf and Grassy and JJ. I reckon.
No worries. Yeah. Great selection. Very good selection, mate.
Best answer ever, Matty.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I've actually got a funny story. I've got a funny story, Grassy, on that topic.
Yep.
Go. So me, my ex-girlfriend at the time, and Grassy were all sharing a bed, and we were getting pretty cozy. And there was nothing intentional in this, but we're all sort of laying there, and Grassy, I grabbed Grassy's hand, thinking it was my girlfriend at the time. And I've placed his hand where you probably placed his hand, but it was the wrong hand. In a full piece, and he sort of just went. Are we allowed to talk about this on his own?
It's.
He kind of just went with it for a little bit. And
what did he think it was?
But at the end, I sort of asked him, what did you think it was? There was only two of us in there, and you got the other one. So that's good memory.
He is the nicest guy in the world, honestly, and that
shown there.
reinforces it.
So Grassy definitely good friends.
Welcome to From the House of the Holy After Dark edition.
Look, to be honest with you, we probably need to set aside another half now because I've got a lot of stories that go down the track.
There could be an adults only version of this shit. I tell you.
It's late in the broadcast. If you've made it this far, here's your reward. Congratulations.
Yeah, I've definitely got more to offer. I've got more to offer.
All right. Well, Matty, it was absolute gold having you in here tonight, mate. It's absolutely a very, very good time to speak to you, mate. We're very, very thankful for your time as well to speak to us. I hope you've enjoyed it.
No, that's all right. It was great. I love talking to you boys. You and Seals especially down at the club. I got a lot of time for you, so
Beauty.
yeah, more than happy to have a chat with you.
No worries.
I love you, Matty.
It's been a bit of a well, we've sort of developed a bit of a tradition now because it means that you can now nominate who you would like to see be part of next week's edition. I mean, we're thinking broadly. I was going to start looking towards getting a senior player or even someone who's a recently retired player to be part of there. Is anything that you would like, anyone you would like to see next week?
Or a reserves player or anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I wish I had more time to think about it, but I can only, I'm not a huge.
Well, you don't have to put anyone on the spot right now, Matty.
Nah, it would be. We've done a couple of the young guys, so I think one of the older blokes would be good to have. So I think probably a well-known one, Damo Lloyd. I reckon they're heading that way, or Eddie. Those guys are definitely good value.
Well, hopefully,
Damo Lloyd definitely better, a more better spoken person than me. I don't know if I put that right, but
it's not what this show's about.
No, but yeah, no, I think depends what you're going for. If you're going for a bit of comedic, a funny chat, I'd probably go with Dennis. He's definitely got a bit of value behind what he says.
He's on the list. Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know if that's one to keep in the back of your mind about Dennis. He should definitely be coming up, but he's got a big offer. But yeah, I reckon go for one of the older boys. So I reckon they try to aim for Damo Lloyd or Fraggers or Eddie. One of those guys. They would definitely have plenty to add.
A couple of big names. We'll see if we can get them in. See if they can take time from their busy schedule to speak to this small outfit that we've got together. So we'll see how we go.
We'll talk to their agents.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, there are other media commitments too. Might be clashes, so we might not be able to make it onto affiliations. Well, thanks again, Matty. Just quickly, we've got Carlisle this week. It's an away game, and we've only played them once in the history, and we lost against them. Do we have a chance against them this week?
Yeah, it's a weird one. 100% we have a chance. But yeah, it's amateur footy. Teams change every year. You never know what you're coming up against. But going off their record, our record, we should hopefully bring it home. We've got to keep what we've got going. So yeah, I'll definitely be doing everything I can this weekend to win this game.
Beauty, Matty. And just a quick shout out, congratulations to a couple of players. Going to be milestone games this weekend. I'm not sure if he played his 50th game last weekend. Ricky King, did he play last week?
No, he did not.
Okay, so we've got Ricky King is still looking for his 50 games. He might be this weekend. And we've got 100 games this weekend. It's Alex Kostadinowski. It's his his 100 games this weekend. And then the following game, it's going to be Milestone City at our home game against Willetton. We've got 200 games to Ben Mollett, 100 games to Jared Proctor, and 100 games as a coach for Kingsley Hunter. So it's a couple of quite sizable milestones coming up. So yeah,
it's good to have milestones. So you need to win those games. So that just means more wins for us. So
absolutely, celebrate the individual achievements. It's I mean, it's always good to celebrate them. It's always there's a personal goal. It's always good to have something else other than just the team. I mean, you've got to take some personal pride in it. And if that means making and staying on to make that next milestone, it means another 2 seasons for the club for getting good use out of a good player. So, yeah. So, Matty,
exactly.
Like yourself, you're next. You'll be eyeing off 150 before you know it, mate. So, pleasure having you in, mate. Thanks very much. And
no worries at all, mate.
No worries. Tills, once again, thank you very much, mate. You're always an absolute gem to be on the show. Beautiful, mate.
Damo, pleasure to be a part of this. It's fantastic. Thank you very much, Matty.
Yeah, thank you, Tills. Always good to chat to you, mate.
And you too, bro.
And thanks to all our listeners again, guys. Thank you once more. Give us the feedback at the bottom of the comments. If you can think of someone you'd like to have on the show, if you have any questions you'd like to have us, any corrections, any piss takes, anything you would like to put on there, let us know, guys. There's a available spot on the show for us to discuss this. This is Damon Eaton with Tills. Guys, get down to the ground, watch your Saints play. We're playing away, obviously, but make a point of coming down and support your local club. It is your club. So this is us signing off once again. Have a good night.